thank you so much for spending time with us and talking about the Philippine dynamic growth story.
Well, it has certainly been an exciting time for the Philippines in many senses because we have really approached the entire system of governance, especially as it pertains to the economy, by making serious structural changes in the way that we do business.
So, Mr. President, how are you providing this stability for the Philippine economy?
For the Philippine economy, what we have tried to do, of course, is that, in my view, one of the most important elements of that, well, political stability, of course, is at the very heart of it. And when we talk about commerce, trade, what the businessmen, what investors are looking for is stability and vision. You need stability so that, and you have to have a vision, you have to have a plan, you have to have a goal. And that can be that is recognizable to prospective businesses, that they see, okay, this is what the Philippines wants to do, and these are the things that the Philippines is doing to try to achieve that goal. We should be part of that, and that is the kind of that is the way that we are trying to make the Philippines, that we are making it is succeeding. That we are making the Philippines a more investor-friendly and more investor-attractive country.
You talk about structural changes. You've made quite a number of them during the past 4 years of your administration. Economic and reform policies. So what we need right now is consistency. That the next president, the next leaders of our country continue what you've already started. So, what kind of leader? Who should we vote for in 2028 who will continue what you've already started? Maybe you can give us a hint, Mr. President.
Well, number one, somebody who understands economics.
Because understands economics.
That's the first thing. That's the life of the person who understands how to create jobs, who understands how to keep the inflation rate down, who understands how to make food supply a given, something that you can assume. So, and someone who thinks about productivity, because growth is about productivity. How do you make your working population more productive? How do you support them so they work better? How do you fix the education system so they're better trained? How do you make sure that they're healthier? How do you make sure that they don't worry about food? Those are the kind of people that you need, that we need, are the people who actually are thinking about not politics, but how to make the country better.
Focusing now on ASEAN, Mr. President, the Philippines is chair,
yes,
and the theme is navigating our future. From your perspective, what does together mean in terms of practical economic terms?
All right. Well, it's rooted in the recognition, the understanding, and the commitment to ASEAN centrality. And that is very, very important. That we have to work in many ways. We must work as one. I think we share the aspiration, all member states share the aspiration that ASEAN should return to its old role of being a global economic driver. That happened in 2019, that's where we were, and we need to return to that. However, together does not mean that we all do things the same way. We all have different conditions. We all are economically different. They're just population. Just look at our populations. Our populations are so different. The only thing that perhaps we have in common is that we're maritime countries, except for Lao PDR. And so that joint and shared aspiration of returning to that role in the global community is something that we hold in our hearts together. Even achieving that will be done in many different ways, depending on which country you are talking about. But we have to do it in consonance with one another, so that we achieve our own national goals and at the same time achieve the goals that we have for ASEAN. And that again, we must work together.